In terms of identity, when discussing how they felt about themselves as members of society, Colin and Gillian both agreed that they had identities rooted in sport. Gillian, a rugby player; Colin, a hockey player. The only difference between the two is that Gillian only identified herself as an athlete, whereas Colin identified himself as more than that. He felt that he was also a brother, a son, and a friend. When transitioning from level to level in their respective sports, Colin and Gillian both agreed that as they became more elite athletes, the level of commitment became greater, and the physicality of the sport in terms of the quality of play got better as well. The biggest difference between the two was that Colin felt that as he got better and better and moved up to each level, he had to adapt. He had to believe in his abilities, that he could make that next step, and when he got there, he had to adapt to that new environment. Gillian, on the other hand, who was going through a transition into retirement, expressed a desperate sense of loss and hinted around the idea of regretting her decision to retire. Now that kind of goes back to the identity portion, where she only identified herself as an athlete. So now that she's in retirement, she's kind of thinking that she doesn't really know who she is. So what we found was that our results actually supported the literature because they related to identity, the importance of support, structured and unstructured, and the changes experienced at the different levels of transition by Colin and Gillian. We also found that Colin might be better prepared for career termination because of his broadly defined self-identity, his large support group, and his pre-retirement planning. On the other hand, Gillian's lack of funding and support throughout her career may have helped. It may have helped her with her career transition into retirement due to the fact that she had to hold a full-time job while she was playing rugby the whole time. So she has a career to fall back on. Some of the limitations of our study are that we did not explore if there was any interest in receiving support. We didn't ask the athletes if they actually wanted support. We only asked if they had support. The other limitation is that we did not explore whether coaches and sport administrators provide any support. Typically, coaches and sport administrators tend to neglect what happens to athletes when they retire because they're only concerned with maximizing the athlete's performance in sport. So for this reason, we feel that future research should be conducted to explore the coach and sport administrator's role in providing support, and whether the athlete has interest in receiving support, and the extent to which athletes avoid thinking about and preparing for the end of their career. So, are there any questions about our study?